puts up a tough shot. Bounces around. Goes in at the buzzer. Working it down to 2 on a deep three. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing underdog and prize picks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Boogie setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese. But I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the props till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the pros. Only withdraw, never reload. Renovated them out, amigos. We go with honest, we seeking the bloods. We know when the fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, it can't be good for my health. Some may call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks, population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now, let the games begin.
Unbelievable. Just happened. He did it.
It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
All right. Yo, what is up, guys? I hope we're live. I don't know. We're having some technical difficulties, but how are we doing, E?
Doing really well. Tonight was another interesting night of basketball, and we're looking forward to Taco Tuesday tomorrow. I was just waiting for that music to come through at any time.
Yeah.
My bad.
The intro? Yeah. Round 2. Yeah. Unfortunately, my underrated who produces the show is having some internet trouble, so hopefully it holds for us, and we should be able to get in and out because the board's pretty limited, and we have a lot of injury because there's a lot of injury tags for tomorrow. I mean, I was looking at the underdog news reports, and it was just one after the other flowing through today for guys being questionable for tomorrow or ruled out. Yeah, I mean, a lot of key guys too, right? We got Luka. We got 2 other guys on the Mavs. Jaylen Brown's questionable. Porzingis is questionable. I think Donovan Mitchell again. Yeah, a lot of guys for tomorrow. So let's start with the Magic Hornets. Should be a pretty low-scoring, ugly game. It's in Orlando, right? No, it's Charlotte. Trey Mann got phased out in the fourth quarter and got Micic closed over him, and they went with him. Trey Mann only played about 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. He didn't do much scoring-wise either. He had 6 points. We took his under PRA that game too. We go back to it. It's 3 less than what it was on Sunday. It's 21.5. It was 24.5 on Sunday. Tough matchup. Orlando does not allow a lot of RA to guard. So, what are you thinking?
Yeah, honestly, I don't mind going back to it. I mean, like you said, he was essentially just being phased out of the offense here, and it's going to be another tough matchup for him. And I believe Nick Richards should also be back this next game, so they have another body to kind of have somewhere out there, taking up minutes and taking up some kind of usage. They have so many guards on this team, like it's pretty filled in-depth position here, and he's not doing anything extraordinary for the team.
Yeah, they really leaned on Bertans and Micic here, so see if they do the same. Yeah, I don't mind it. Or, I mean, if you're worried about him racking up RA, you can always just go into the 12.5 points too, because Orlando does not allow many 3 balls, and That's primarily his shot volumes from three. So either one, I think you take a stab at. Charlotte's side, you said Nick Richards is probable, or is he questionable for tomorrow?
Let me see. I know he's questionable. It said he's considered questionable with a foot injury.
Okay. Well, if he's out again, it's a good rebounding upside for Orlando here because obviously Charlotte will be down uh, rebounding in the paint here. Wendell Carter seems back like he's back to playmaking too. Last game he had 3 assists. His rebounding is always sketchy though, just because of guys like Bankero and Franz, and Wendell's just not like a traditional center rebounding big. So I mean, you could take a stab at the 9.5 RA and hope that he continues to play make on the pick and roll in a soft matchup and get some offensive rebounds. Don't mind it. I mean, hopefully he would get 7 rebounds, 3 assists, or something like that. But you also have to worry about the blowout potential here. At least it's in Charlotte, but yeah, if he does not get full run, it could be a sweat. But he is currently minus 135 to go to the 9.5. So there's potential for the juice keeps moving that way. There's potential for it to bump to 10 flat. What's your thoughts on that, or would you rather just trust Franz or Bankero here for rebounding or their RA? Unfortunately, we don't have Bankero's RA.
Yeah, Bankero would be, I think, ideal, but I'm right there with you. Wendell Carter, he's been playing a little bit more extra minutes as of late, and he's been pretty solid on the glass, so I definitely don't mind that. It should be a good spot for him.
Yeah, I would say either Bankero, since we don't have his RA, you could take a stab at his assist at 5.5, or Wendell's RA. Let's see. It looks like Bankero right now is minus 140 for the 5.5, so that's definitely going to bump to 6 if you wanted it, but he hasn't really been getting it done lately. Fultz is back in the mix. Like I said, Wendell's playmaking off the pick and roll. And then, Franz will pick up assists as well. So it's not a slam dunk, as you might think, but it is a soft matchup. Guys should be hitting their shots, and I'm sure his potentials are still there. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he still had 9 potentials this last game, so it's fairly close to that 2-to-1 ratio we're looking for. The team is getting healthy again, and I think at some point we will see, one of like Fultz or one of these other guys back into the starting lineup. So just kind of also keep an eye out for that too.
Yeah, it looks like, it's just the potentials and the playmaking and passing is just really diluted, right? I mean, you got 4 guys that are like having around 30 passes, or around 35 to 40 passes made, and then around 8 to 9 potentials. So there's not like a dominant, as of right now, change game to game, but as of right now, there's not a dominant guy leading with 12 to 15 potentials. So there's some risk to that, but it is a soft matchup, and maybe he has a little bit more potentials here. If you can get over that 10, and if you can get around 10 to 12, feel a little bit better about that 5.5. But in terms of value, it's probably going to bump if you wanted to take it. I would say either Wendell's RA or Bankero's assist. So obviously wouldn't play them in the same slip, because if Wendell's getting 3 to 4 assists here, it's going to eat into Bankero. Okay. And then let's talk about Toronto and the Pelicans. So Pirtle got injured last game on Sunday. And I believe you said from the recent report he's going to be out. And Scotty Barnes just underwent hand surgery, so he's obviously done. So, man, we're going to get Kelly O all the minutes he can handle starting at the 5. against a big front court in the Pelicans with Zion and J Bal, and J Bal returning to Toronto and Jurassic Park. Um, you know, he gets up for these games, so there's revenge narrative there, and a very soft matchup for him. But it's J Bal, very hard to trust, especially on this team that has guys who really soak up usage like Ingram and McCollum and Zion. So, what's your thoughts on that? I presume that Toronto goes small a lot, obviously with Kellyo starting the five, but when Kellyo checks out, they'll probably go even smaller. I don't know the status of like their backup bigs like Porter and others. I haven't looked into them with Pirtle and Kellyo being healthy as of late. So, can we trust J-Val here in a revenge narrative? Very soft matchup, and would you just go first half of full game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the first half would probably be the safest bet here, not only for the blowout, but we've also seen sometimes with J-Val him kind of have wonky minutes or weird rotations, like you mentioned, them potentially going small. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all here. From either side, just something to definitely consider. And that first half 12 PRA flat, that seems kind of low for him. I know he usually kind of hovers between about 11 and a half, 12 and a half. So I think they could definitely get him going early, and he should have a great matchup here. Kellyo's not a fantastic defender at all.
Yeah, it doesn't have the bulk and size, right? Like Kellyo has the height, but he's too lanky. I feel like for a big like J-Bal, carries a lot of weight and pounding. So yeah, you can take a stab at it. Whether either his first half PRA or points. I think the points are 6.5, but his shot volume is just so low at times, or it's 6 flat. It's just, you can see here, sometimes he gets involved and sometimes he's completely phased out. So PRA probably gives you a better chance. I'm with you on that. And then Toronto quickly dimed like crazy with Scotty out to no surprise. But he was very efficient with the playmaking. I think he only had 16 potentials and converted 11 of the 16. And then Kellyo and RJ right behind him. Kellyo only played 26 minutes. He played majority of the second half because Pirtle went out in the first half. So then Kellyo came and played most of his minutes in the second half. Any interest in Kellyo's assist or Ari? We don't have his Ari, unfortunately. I never like trusting Kelly's scoring because he's a guy that just sets screens and looks to set up his teammates. But yeah, he's going to be competing with Quickly and RJ Barrett, obviously, for the playmaking. But I feel like that's all he's going to look to do here. And I will say this, the Pelicans still allow they're like top 2 in catch and shoot 3-point made. So they give it up. They give up the 3 ball. So if he's hitting open 3-point shooters and they're making the shots, and he's playing 28 to 32 minutes, I could see it.
Yeah, the straight up assist is definitely quite appealing. I do like the 2-to-1 ratio that he has, and the RA is pretty appealing. I think the rebounds are maybe just a touch high, and we are paying a 0.5 tax on it from the combo. But I mean, I don't think that we should expect to see him play like 32 to 34 minutes here, but he could easily play 28, maybe 30 minutes. I'm thinking probably closer to 28 minutes here, though.
Yeah, even if he gets to the 28-minute mark, I feel pretty good about it. I mean, he didn't start last game, played 26 minutes, and he still had 10 potential. So he's minus 130 right now on the 4.5 on DK. We can see if there's any line movement, but if it keeps going up, yeah, obviously that'll bump. And then quickly, there's heavy juice on his 6.5, so we're not going to get that. We're not going to get his RA because he just continues to crush it. But yeah, I think it could be worth a shot here. I think again he's just gonna look to play make. Any of this? You like any of the scoring upside for Toronto with the Pelicans bleed how they bleed threes and you got 3 point shooters like quickly. RJ will take threes. Um, and yeah, it looks like those are the only two guys we have for their scoring potential on the board.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think
Well,
RJ just is straight up.
and Gary,
Hmm.
sorry, and
Oh
Gary
yeah,
Trent.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Gary. Yeah, sometimes Gary doesn't even feel like a guard, but RJ, I definitely like his 1.5 3 point made. I feel like they're gonna have to lean on a little bit of that outside scoring, as you said, and quickly probably his PRA. If you think the game can actually go 4 quarters, it's still pretty much the same as last game. They should be relying on him to continue racking up the RA and still trying to attack from the outside. I do worry about this game staying close, though. I will say I'm definitely worried about some blowout potential.
yeah. Losing Pirtle definitely hurts, right? Like, I mean, Kelly was a serviceable backup, but they're just gonna be so undersized. So
Yeah.
okay. And then I mean, you could consider Gary, but I mean, he's so hit or miss, like in terms of his scoring potential. Like he's either scoring you 8 points or 18 to 20 points. He's just streaky shooter, typical 3 point shooter. So, but it is Pelicans. They bleed threes, so I imagine he's going to take a lot of threes here. Okay. Anything else from that game that caught your eye, or I?
No, I mean, just looking at some of the book odds, I mean, they have a lot of unders for that game and just a handful of overs. So I think that they're also expecting it to be quite a blowout.
Yep. Yep. I would expect to see a lot of the bench guys get run here for Toronto tomorrow. So they were starting to include them more and more in that game on Sunday. I think we should see the same with Nora, DJ Carton, and then Grady Dick probably gets uptick in minutes. So it's probably gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks, Brunson's questionable, so we're not gonna get any Knicks props. Any interest in the Hawks?
Pretty minimal interest. Honestly, the bookies have been pretty quick to adjust their lines like very appropriately, and unless they drop something that's just really absurd that is screaming value, I don't think we should be expecting anything. Um, I will say just keep an eye out for some RA or rebound, something for Josh Hart. I mean, that guy's just absolutely murdering boards right now. He's averaging like almost a double double potentials per game. So probably keep an eye out for that. But nothing too crazy from this game.
Yeah, and RA versus the Hawks is couldn't ask for a better spot. But yeah, I mean it's a 216 total. They got Knicks 2.5 point favorites, so I guess Vegas is thinking that Brunson's gonna be out because if I imagine, I mean if Brunson was a full go, the spread would be much higher. But
Yeah.
okay, and then we just got Rocket props. Okay, Wemby's questionable tomorrow. Do they play on Wednesday?
The Rockets.
The Spurs.
They do not.
Okay, I didn't know if that tag came up because they're on the front end of a back to back. But they're starting a road trip, right? So they're back on the road. Who knows if he plays? It's kind of concerning that questionable tag came up. But he's been absolutely destroying it. I saw a stat real quick. he's leading every category for this rookie year so far. The over LeBron's rookie year averages, like I think LeBron averaged like 20.4 points per game, and right now Wemby's at 20.9. Obviously, way more rebounds than LeBron had. I think the assists are pretty close with each other, and then obviously Wemby has way more stock. So as of right now, he's living up to the hype, right? And even more so than LeBron did his rookie year. Exciting player to watch, but we'll see. I mean, if he plays, great fantasy upside here against the Rockets. So look out for that. But he is back on the road. We tend to like to target him at home because of minutes feeling a little bit more secure because Pop likes to play him a little bit more, give him more of a leash. Any interest of the Rockets guys though? Jabari's been turning it on as of late. Sengun, I feel like his production is kind of highly intertwined with Jabari. Either one or the other is going off, and the other one takes a back seat and loses minutes. But the Spurs bleed points in the paint.
Yeah, Jabari's been pretty interesting. He's come up short just a little bit this last game, or kind of over the last two games, but he's definitely shown some more flashes. I think for him, be keeping an eye out for his PR upside. I gotta give it up to also to Van Fleet. He's kind of found his shot again, and Spurs are still bleeding some threes. So if you can I think keep an eye out for his fantasy. They've been leaving it kind of low. Last game he was at 32.5, and he's still leading potentials for playmaking. And as long as he can actually make a shot, he's doing pretty well with the fantasy. So I think somewhere between those two guys, and Şengün feels just still a touch high. This is a good rebound matchup. Tough on the inside. Wemby could definitely have another 5-6 block game here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, but whenever Wemby's out, they can't stop the bleeding in the interior for scoring. So if Wemby's out, even more so is a smash spot for any of the bigs for the Rockets here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be dropping props throughout. We'll probably be off here in a second anyway, but yeah, I still like the scoring potential for Jabari Sengun here, just because we've tagged the Spurs in the paint all season long, and it's in Houston. So, okay, is there anything else,
No, I think that's about it for right now. We're waiting on props, and the more we get them, we'll drop some more stuff in the Discord and chop it up as we go.
Sounds good, guys. Heat Pistons. Look out for Jimmy Butler's free throw prop if he plays for sure. This is just keep fouling crazy. So, and then Suns Nuggets. MPJ's on a heater, and Suns can't stop threes. If you want to take a shot at his, I don't know what his 3-point prop will be though, because he's been on such a heater. And then Pacers Mavs. We have no idea because Pacers have like 3 guys questionable, so it's hard to say. But all right, we'll be back tomorrow and see what we'll have for the Wednesday slate and be back at it. Alrighty, good stuff, man. I'll catch up with you tomorrow then.
All right, man. Great work. Y'all have a great night.